What is going on, guys, and welcome to CSS tutorial. In this video we're going to make something really cool, and we're going to start making a navigation bars over here. And in this video we're just going to make a pretty basic vertical navigation bar. So what we would want to do is, obviously, first thing we would need to do is actually create a unordered list, because that's how we all the time going to be creating a navigation bars. And within unordered list we're going to create a list items. And those list items, we're just going to say that they're going to have a dummy href over here like this. So they're not going to be going anywhere. And here I'm just going to say home. And the next one I'm going to say, I'm just going to copy it. So next one I'm going to say that it's going to be info. And then it's going to be survey. And the last one is going to be probably something about or something like that, right? Something not server, actually survey over here. So we have the survey, and the first thing that we're always going to do with a navigation bars like this, we're going to have to go to main CSS, and the first thing that we want to do is actually get rid of the margins that the actual element unordered list element has. So what we would do is we would set margin 0, and we would also set a padding 0. However, before we do that, let me show you that we also always do the list style type, right? It's somewhere here, list style type, and we're going to say that it's none, just to get rid of those circles, right? Because we don't need them over here. You see circles are gone, and now I can just add a padding. I could have done it obviously first, but I just wanted to show you how the actual circles disappear, right? So this would be the thing that we get done, right? So we pretty much set all these margins and paddings to 0, and we also get rid of those circles. And moving along, then we actually start working with a list item, a link over here. And the first thing that I would want to probably do, I would want to say that I would want it to be display block. And the reason for block is actually two reasons for that. There's actually the reasoning that first I would want to set the width, and second, I would want, as I set it as a block over here, it's actually the whole link is clickable, not just the text over here. So as you can see over here, I have already a block. So I can do a width over here, and I'm just going to create it, let's say something like 100 pixels width, and now you can see that the whole link is clickable, right? And maybe right away we're just going to create a small margin, let's say 5 pixels all around. I mean, you can keep them together, it's really up to you. But I just, for the purposes of showing right now with this live preview, because we'll do the border, I think it makes a little bit more sense over here if we have something like this. And obviously, next thing that we can do is actually we could get rid of this text decoration over here, this underline. So I would say text underline over here, text decoration. Where is it? Text decoration, and I would set it to none over here to get rid of that. And obviously I would want a border right away, and I would say that 2 pixels solid red, something like this, right? But again, this little bit live preview, I mean, I like live preview, but it's a little bit annoying right now where you cannot really see. And also about the width, we could have actually added this width over here in unordered list. That's also a possibility, but you can do it over here too. It's fine, and there's no really difference. You're doing the same thing. Now, next thing probably what we want to do is we want text align center. So now you can see how they very nicely jump in the center. And probably what we would want to do is also background color, and background color would be something like something yellow, something like that. No, yellow, something like this. And now let's do the last thing. Let's actually do a hovering thing. So whenever we have a list, a hover, so as we're hovering, let's do something like opacity. I mean, we can do a different background color too, but I'm just going to start with opacity, and I'm going to set opacity to, let's say, 0.7. And well, you can see what happens as I'm getting, I mean, it's hard to see right now, so maybe let's do like something like 0.3. You can see now better, right? As we're going over, hovering over the opacity, and we can obviously change the background color. So let's say I could even change the background color to, let's say, aqua, again, the first one that I see. So you can see right now what we're doing, right? And one more thing that I would want to show you over here in this video is actually how we can set one, let's say, link where we actually where the page is located, how we can set it as an active link, right? So it would be something different, right? So over here we could go like we could go back to index, and I could just add a class over here. I could just say that this one is class, and I'm gonna say that it's active, right? And what I would do over here, I would say quick edit, and pretty much right away I would just say that this is gonna be new rule, and I'm just gonna say that this is always gonna be, let's say, background color. This is always gonna be coral, and the font color is gonna be black, right? So the user knows where he is actually located. And obviously we would change it around a little bit as we're hovering, so it wouldn't be changing as the rest of the links. And the way we would do that, I'm just gonna close it over here, and I'm gonna go to main CSS, and you can see that we have this list item, and then we have a link and hover, and over here we would add another pseudo class, and we would say not. And over here in the parentheses, we would write the name of the class. So in this case, we created a class that's active, right? So over here, as I go back, now you can see that now as I'm hovering, nothing is happening. And this is how we would get rid of this class over here. This the fact that as I'm hovering over, actually I'm not disturbing this class. This is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.